was another big Hall of Fame induction night this past Friday at Scottsbluff High School. Our own Trayton Harmon stopped at Scottsbluff High Friday evening, where it was the third annual SHS Hall of Fame induction ceremony, where there were a total of 19 athletes, coaches, contributors, and teams that were honored and enshrined. It was a dual type of night for Dave Hawksworth, who was inducted for his 31 years of service with the school district, most recently as activities director. Hawksworth talks about the event as a whole, which he's helped put together the first 3 years.
When we started this project 3 years ago, we talked about having a kind of a 3-year plan where we really wanted to get the no-brainers in there, people that were in the Nebraska High School Hall of Fame, but also are ones that have had many state championships and things like that. And so what it's really turned into, it's been kind of neat, is kind of a class reunion type feel. You know, the people really enjoy getting together at this, and man, they talk and they're having fun and they're making plans for the weekend, and so that's what's been really special.
Of course, when asked about the group and who was being inducted, he deflected to some of the athletes and teams that were on hand for the big night.
So Jordan Wilberger played volleyball at Nebraska, and so she's coming back. Jennifer Camps, she was a thrower at Indiana, and so we're looking forward to having those two back here in the mix. Matthew Barraza, probably one of our most accomplished runners at Scottsbluff history. I mean, the titles that he had individually and also part of relay teams was just amazing, and what he did in cross-country team. Some of our older guys that are passed away and deceased, but Sam Neely, learned about his story, was really cool. Went on to fly fighter jets and ended up passing away in a bombing. I believe it was World War II. And so his nephew is Sam Neely, also is coming back to accept the award on his behalf. So some of those stories, Don Morris got to meet and talk with their family over email and on the phone, and also Chuck Halstead. Some of the others, Tyler Nation is going in this year, John Franklin and Adam Reed, who Adam here in town with Paul Reed Construction. John Franklin went back to Kansas, where he originally came from. He was a Bearcat for a couple years anyway, and won some wrestling, and also was just a dynamite football player for us. So it's going to be nice having all those guys back, and a couple ladies also going in this year along with our teams. So.
The class of 1984 was represented as Jay Ayler was inducted on Friday night. Jay, also a key member of the Hall of Fame committee, who spends countless hours putting the pieces together for this type of event. Ayler says he's been blown away by how well received the first 3 years have been.
Just look at tonight, there's going to be over 250 people here for dinner. There's been several team members that show up. That their team is being inducted. So just how well received it is, and just kind of, we all like to look at our old high school days and what we were able to accomplish, and the people that we were teammates of ours and coaches of ours, and so I think that's probably the biggest thing.
The Scottsbluff cross-country teams from years past were dominant. Head coach Jim Barker was a big reason why, and on this night, Barker and some of his former runners got together to celebrate an era as the 2003 through 2005 teams were inducted into the Scottsbluff Hall of Fame.
Well, the 03 team, it's their youth, in that the year before we came off a near runner-up. We got third. But we had 3 freshmen in the lineup. So the next year as sophomores, we literally had 4 sophomores and 2 juniors on that 03 winning team. No seniors. We come back the next year, and it's 5 out of the 6 were on the 04 team, plus another runner, and nobody came close to us that year. We were so good and just pumped, and they were ready. The 05 team, we had to work. York and us, it was kind of a dual meet at the state meet, where our assignment was to be ahead of each York runner and we beat them by 1, but they followed our plan, and that one always stands out because that was the hardest of the 3, actually.
After the induction ceremony at the high school, everyone made their way to Bearcat Stadium, where they were recognized again in front of the crowd at the home football game for the Bearcats against York. Moving forward, expect the classes to be a little bit smaller, as they've done a lot of the heavy lifting these first 3 years and going back and getting those most deserving taken care of. That's the latest today from the Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.